so I spent my childhood trying not to get caught looking back. Perhaps I was more like Lot's wife than I thought, because in spite of my childish sense of dread, I spent much of my life looking in proverbial rear-view mirrors, remembering and ruminating on yesterday. Isn't it part of our human nature to see a wet paint sign and instinctively reach out to touch the paint to test if it's really wet? Is it even possible to hear the words, "Don't turn around," without immediately turning to see why we aren't supposed to look back? The Bible gives some pretty clear direction when it comes to how we deal with yesterday. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. Isaiah chapter 43, verse 18. I admit it would be so much easier if I just did what the verse tells us to do. Part of my problem might be that even after accepting the implications of that verse and intentionally choosing to do as it says, I get bogged down, because right away I start thinking about the past in order to grasp what things are most important for me to forget. Like trying not to think of pink elephants, I end up dwelling on the past even as I try not to let it cross my mind. There is no end to the books, articles, TED Talks, sermons, and blogs encouraging us to focus on the now and forget about the past. You'd think with all this learned and well-intentioned encouragement to live in the moment, we wouldn't have a problem. After all, how hard can it be to not look back? Especially if, like me, you fear becoming a pillar of salt. Of course, we all have our yesterdays. We carry with us lots of memorabilia, including happy memories, flashes of pain, carefully protected celebrations, and even a few trophies of failure. Pretending we have no past and denying our previous experiences doesn't solve anything. It just makes us seem a little creepy. We can, however, live like there's no yesterday. As we come to understand how our previous experiences impact and often shape who we are today, we can then choose to act and react intentionally rather than automatically. Corrective lenses. Sometimes it can be hard to experience positive growth or change in our lives, because we get stuck in a mire of memories and interactions that make it difficult to see ourselves and our situations with fresh clarity. It's as if our emotional vision and our spiritual vision get blurry. I've worn glasses most of my life simply because I need them to see beyond about 2 feet in front of me. I'm nearsighted. This means I can read or do tasks that are close up, but anything very far away is just a big blur to me. Of course, my glasses help correct the problem and give me the ability to see things that are more distant. Once, while I was leading a group on a tour in Hawaii, we arrived in Honolulu and checked into our hotel, and I immediately ran across the street to the beach at Waikiki. It was a beautiful afternoon, and I couldn't wait to try body surfing in that sparkling water. Because I couldn't see very well without my glasses, I thought it best to wear them out into the ocean. Suddenly, I was hit from behind by a crashing wave, and my glasses flew off into the water. I never found them. I tried diving down and swimming along the sandy shore, which was an exercise in futility because, as you might guess, without my glasses I couldn't see well enough to find them. So, here I was, the guide for a whole group of people, and I couldn't see a thing. I was functionally blind for the whole week, unable to see anything farther away than the length of my arm, pretending everything was fine so they'd never know what an idiot I was, swimming out into the ocean waves wearing my only pair of glasses. This same misfortune can happen to us emotionally and spiritually. We're going along and something hits us from behind, catching us off guard. Often, we're hit by a tough difficulty that's painful. We lose what may have helped us keep our focus, and now we can't see clearly or even understand what we're facing in our lives. It's hard to know what to pay attention to because it's all a blur. Like my physical nearsightedness, we can find ourselves showing symptoms of emotional and relational nearsightedness as well. One of the indicators of this is our tendency to focus on things that are close up and immediate, but lose sight of the bigger.